Welcome back, everyone. PropStream. We got Burton with us, and we're going to be talking about getting more listings, but getting listings with something that sometimes to some of us it feels a little outdated. And I think it feels outdated because not enough agents do it right, because it takes a very long time to get consistency in the business through this route. But once you do, once you break in, this is the best way to get business because people just reach out to you. You get that consistency going, and then people connect with you long term. Now, it doesn't mean you can't send these out to connect with investors, to connect with a local group that maybe has equity in their home, underwater, right? Very specifics, very different specifics. But listen, Burton, where do you start with mailers to listings or postcards to listings when it comes to PropStream?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I think it really boils down onto the user. Again, you could be any one of our real estate professional avatars that use PropStream. You could be a lender, you could be a real estate agent, you could be an investor yourself. And so I guess if we put ourselves in their shoes, it could be one of three. It could be an address or a list that I already have.
Okay.
So if that's the case, we have an import feature in PropStream. And let me actually just show you guys where you can find
Yeah.
that import feature. I don't have a list to import, but like this is a common thing that some of our users will do. So if you're logged into PropStream, and I believe there's a link down below if you want to try out you want to try the trial out. But when you get into PropStream, your toolbar is on the left-hand side. Now, we'll send you to the search page because we do have nationwide data. So if you wanted to search a specific address in PropStream and then mail to that address, you could do that. If you wanted to search a market and build a list of properties, targeted, a targeted list, I'll show you really quick how to do that.
Yeah.
You could do that as well. But for those that already have a list, you can do one of two things. You can head over to the My Properties area,
Okay.
and there's an import button here at the top. It's right over here.
Oh,
You can import
yeah.
an outside list if you have. So if you already have an outside list, you can bring it in. And the cool part with this is that we'll give you our data as well. So
Wait,
if you
so
need
does
like the
that mean
mortgage data.
if I have incomplete data, let's say it's on my phone,
Mhm.
right? I've got names, maybe phone numbers, maybe some addresses, maybe some emails. It's all mixed.
Yeah.
Upload it here, and then you guys complete my data, or how does that look?
Yeah, that's correct. So you can import a list, an external list. We actually give you a template. So we'll have you download one of our templates. We do need the bare minimum, which is the first and last name and the address. That's the bare minimum we need. If you could just give us the address, yeah,
Perfect.
the address, the city's state and zip code, we'll be able to bounce that through our system and then provide you with the owner's name, how many other properties they have. And so as you can see, I've done a few. The last one I did was back in 26 or March, but I imported a for sale by owner list. That's one of the categories we don't have because, again, we're not the MLS, so we don't have access to that stuff. But when I'm able to get it from an outside source, I can bring it into PropStream. And then once I import that, PropStream gives you our data. And then here at the top, it'll
Mm,
tell you like what's happening with your list, like how many are on market, how many just sold on your
that's
list, how
awesome.
many are not answering their mail. So we give you our data. And this is the third avenue I would say a lot of our users will take when they first start with PropStream. Like this, because the
Mhm.
reality, Tristan, is a lot of people already have their own lists
Yep.
when they're shopping for another product, right?
Yeah.
Or they don't have one. So for those that, hey, I have a list, should I use PropStream or not? Bring your data over. We'll enrich it, update it for you. Then you can sort it out, delete the on market ones, delete the low equity
Yeah.
ones or negative equity ones. And then
I
you
have a
could send that
question for you on
postcard
this.
out to them.
This is just for me.
Yeah.
So let's say we've got a CRM, right? And in my CRM, I have incomplete data in it, but I've got the addresses for my past clients, right? I
Mm.
don't always have the rest of the information, and I've got a farm area where I have addresses, but again, I don't have all their information.
Yeah.
And they're tagged past clients, they're tagged farm. Is there a way to sync my CRM with this information since we belong to PropStream? Or is it I have to export and then import back?
That's a great question. I think you're referring to like an API, and the
Yeah.
answer is no. We don't have an API for that direct sync. So, to the latter, you do have to export your data from that CRM, import it, enrich it, and then you can throw it right back into your CRM.
Got it.
So there is that manual step involved.
Perfect.
Great question.
You're
But
giving me
yes, this
some
is
ideas, buddy.
well, yeah, and I tell users all the time, how many of us are guilty and have an Excel sheet sitting on our desktop right now?
Me.
I'm guilty of it. And that's the thing. Well, you should, as a matter of fact, I know we're guilty. We kind of feel silly because it's like it's been sitting there for a few weeks, maybe a few months, maybe even a few years. But you should actually give yourself a pat on the back, because the fact that you kept it allows you to import it and update it now. Right. So if you,
That's a great way of looking at it. Listen, Tristan, you've delayed it long enough. It's good job. But
let's get to it now. Let's start working on it. But like the reality is, you might have a vacant list, right? Addresses not answering their mail from like 2 years ago. Clearly, some of them are no longer vacant. But when you import it, we'll update it with our vacant data and tell you which ones are still vacant, and then you go after those. So that's the third option. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you can bring in your data. But let's say you don't have data. Let's head back to the search page here. Tristan, give me a market and we'll build a quick list and then show off our postcard section.
Yeah. Let me see if I can give you a market that has a lot. Reseda, California, the Karate Kid.
Reseda, how do you spell that?
Reseda.
Funny story about Karate Kid. I grew up in Downey, California, where if you watch the first Karate Kid, that's where he takes his love interest out.
No way.
Yes, golf and stuff in Downey, California, right off Firestone in the, I believe, 605 freeway. I used to go there a lot. And that was the thing. This is where Danny was at. Yeah. But we're in Reseda, California. When you pull up any county, city, or zip code, or feel free to use our draw search feature on the map, this is what happens. We'll give you all the data that we've
populated.
Question.
Before you keep going, because I missed Andrew's question. What's up, Andrew? Is there a phone number to speak to someone at PropStream if we've got it?
Yes, Andrew, I'm happy you asked. That's called skip tracing, and you definitely do have that luxury in PropStream. The caveat is that you first have to build your list or save that property. So in your case, it looks like your second question is, does it give the property an owner address? Type in the address, we'll give you the owner's information. You can then save that property. When you save a property, it goes over to this area called My Properties. So individual addresses that you save go into your favorites. Why? Because again, you went out of your way to save that property. It's probably one of your favorites right now. And then the marketing list is right over here. But yes, once you have a favorite saved or a marketing list saved, you can click on that marketing list, and there's a skip trace button here at the top. Right over there. And so we'll be able to get you the cell phones, the landlines, the emails. We'll even tell you which of those phone numbers are on the do not call list and which of those individuals are litigators as well. This also applies to LLCs. We have a user that asked last time, can I skip trace an LLC owned property? Yes, you can. We can get you that contact information.
Okay. And what about if somebody wants to contact PropStream directly, like you or somebody there?
Yes. Well, we have our social media. We have our direct line. Let me put that in the chat right here for everybody. And then you can also send us an email. And there's the QR code as well. Yes. And actually, if you go to that QR code, the website will also have our contact information. Great question, Andrew. So yes, on skip tracing, that's again, email, phone numbers, who's on the do not call list and who's a litigator. You'll get all of that. LLCs are also included in that skip tracing. And yeah, so build your lists. We're in Reseda. Here's our filter at the top. And in our filters where all the magic happens. So if you've seen our previous videos, we talk about all the different categories we have. We have 20, from like auctions to zombie properties. Halloween is right around the corner. Could you believe that? Tired landlords. We have deceased owners. So pick a list or create your own list. We'll just pick one for right now. We'll do about a tired landlord here. That's a non-owner occupied property that's been owned for 15 years. These are great leads for any agents or investors out there. So I want a tired landlord in Reseda. I want to make sure it's a residential property. This is where people ask, do you have commercial or vacant land? Yes, we do. You can do multifamilies, you can do office spaces, you can do even vacant land if you'd like. So please make your selection here. I'm going to just do single family. Feel free to expand on your search by adding beds, bathrooms here built. We do have AI filters. This allows you to look for properties that have either photos and then dictate the condition that you're looking for. So I'm looking for a property, again, that's in disrepair based on the MLS photos that PropStream has analyzed. Foreclosure factor. MLS filters. One of our most popular filter here is the one at the very top. Do you want it listed already? Most of our users don't want them listed because their intention is to reach out to the owner via our postcards in a few moments, and then get that owner to conversate with them and then sign a listing agreement if they're ready to sell.
That makes sense.
So a lot of real estate agents that are using PropStream they make sure that it's off market. So you should do the same if that's your intention there. We have pre-foreclosure filters, owner information. This is actually one of our most popular filters, and I'll say the main reason why is you get to dictate the type of owner you're marketing to. So if you want to talk to an individual, then you should be marketing to an individual owner in that case. So we can even specify whether they're out of state. I have real estate agents, for example, ladies and gentlemen, they'll look for either a tired landlord or even a cash buyer. We have one of those categories. We have a cash buyers list here. But when they get to the owner information section, one of the popular filters they'll go after is looking for someone that also has multiple properties. So I'm looking for a cash buyer with 5 or more properties. I'm looking for a tired landlord with maybe a minimum of 5 properties, because maybe it's more than one listing.
Dude, that helps. That helps us already start having better conversations from the very beginning.
I agree, Tristan, and especially for like new upcoming agents, one of the best practices I tell them is go after a cash buyer with multiple properties and build that relationship. Because once you establish a great relationship with them and you're a licensed real estate agent or realtor, well, now you have a cash buyer who's going to feed you either a property to list for sale, or when you have an opportunity, you have an end buyer at that point, right? Someone who's, again, buying multiple properties. So this is a very popular filter, numbers of properties owned, found in the owner information. And then to wrap it up, we have lien, bankruptcy, divorce filters, the value and equity filters if you need high equity or a certain value, mortgage filters. We have agents that specialize in VAs. So you can say, hey, I'm looking for a house that has a VA loan. So I can target someone that's a military, or men and women of our military.
I've got a couple of questions right here for you. So yeah. I'm going to go backwards. Steven, what's up, Steven? Nice to see you. What makes it a cash buyer, Burton?
Yeah, so we have access to public records, and we're able to get all the cash transactions. However, a little flavor on top of that, we sorted it out. We took out all the owner-occupied cash buyers, someone who bought it in cash and then moved in. We got rid of those from this list. We're only showing you here all the non-owner occupied cash buyers. So anybody buying it in cash, but their mailing address is entirely somewhere else.
Okay, next question. And I don't know if maybe you want to show this right now or later, but it is, what was it? We had a few questions. Amanda says, current user, how do we delete a saved search? Is that right now?
Great question. No, I can show it right now. So once you build your list, great question, Amanda. Once you build your list, you could do what Amanda has done as well and hit the save button here at the top. Now you could just view it, and that just sends you to your leads here. So we went from like 301 tired landlords to 82 targeted ones.
Pretty good.
Ones with multiple properties. But to Amanda's point, we also have a save button here at the top. And what I like about that is that if this is a search you're going to be doing often, then just save it, go ahead and name it, add your details, single family, yada, yada, yada. And you can even send an email notification anytime a new record comes up with that filter. So it's a great way to save time. Rather than you log in every day and run the same filters, just save it and let us email you. And that tells you when to log in. So just a time-saving tool there. But to Amanda's point, let's say you save something and you're like, you know what? I forgot to add one more filter, or I don't need that anymore. Amanda, head into the all searches folder right over here on the main page.
Mm-hmm.
And when you click on that, you'll see all your saved searches. And for the ones that you've created, you'll see a delete button here on the far right of that as well.
Nice.
So that's how you can do that. Great question, Amanda.
All right. Now we've got Reseda. I see Karate Kid's house there. Mr. Miyagi's not
Mrs. Yagi's. I could see his cars from the top view here. So we have 82 targeted landlords with multiple properties. That's, again, part of our filtering.
Okay.
I've highlighted them. So we're going to check them all off and then now go to actions and save it.
Okay.
And then to Andrew's point earlier, once I name it, so we'll call it Reseda Tired Landlords, right then and there, you have the luxury to skip trace it too. So if you wanted to not just save it, but also get their contact information, what will happen is we'll not only save it, but we'll send out the order to get it skip traced. Skip tracing happens immediately. So you'll get your results within like a minute, too. I don't know how fast your internet is. And okay, caveat here, if you're skip tracing like a list of 20,000, which we can do, or more, it's up to you. It might take a little bit longer than like a minute or two. So just bear with us. Okay. So build your lists, use our filters, save it, skip trace it if you'd like. And then when you save that property, we're going to, or save that list or property, you could, again, save one property if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to send it into the My Properties area. So this is like, again, your filing cabinet. So 3 ways, just to recap, 3 ways to utilize PropStream. 1, search an individual address and save it. That goes into your My Properties favorites. 2, you do what we just did. Search Reseda or whatever market nationwide, add some filters, save your results. That gets stored in the My Properties marketing list. And the third option is you might already have a list already. That's okay. Head into the My Properties. There's an import button at the top. You can import your data. We'll update it for you with our data. So if you don't have mortgage information, we can give you that. If you don't know how many properties the owner has, we can give you that. So that's a third option. So search an address, build it from our market, or import your own list and get our data. Once you have any of the 3 stored, then you can head over to our campaign area. And great news, great timing. We just updated our campaign section here. So here's how to use it. Once you're there, you're going to start a new campaign. We'll call it the Reseda campaign.
Yeah. Not the Karate Kid campaign.
Not the Karate. He moves around quite a bit. So we're going to find our Reseda Tired Landlord list. So we named it Reseda, our list. And then we're going to hit the save button. And here's what you get. First off, you can create as many campaigns as you like. So if you have like 5 different lists that you've imported or built from our data, great. You can create 5 separate campaigns. Each campaign gets a website. So you can set up your website. It's a landing page specifically for that list. So example here, I have a tired landlord list. When I set up this website, I probably am going to put some verbiage in there that talks about, are you tired of dealing with tenants that are not paying? Or, have you given up on being a landlord? Again, I don't know if you're going to be that blunt, but set up a website specifically for that list. It's optional. It's not mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you did that. This is what your campaign dashboard will look like.
Mm-hmm.
So my Reseda started today. I could set up my website.
Easy.
There's all that activity. And then you have your 3 activities that you can perform. We have the dialer activity. So depending on if you have a feature called PropStream Connect, it's an add-on. So it's a $30 add-on, but here's the caveat. You'll be able to use our dialer, and that $30 add-on gets you free skip tracing for your plan. So
I like it, man.
Well, Steven saves a lot of money.
And a couple of other people here mentioned that they love the new Connect feature for skip tracing, right? Great value. And
yeah, so on that note, thank you, Steven. And I can't emphasize enough why I think it's important. Skip tracing an address you can do. I have users that only just need one address to be skip traced. It's 12 cents. So in that sense, they probably don't need PropStream Connect, again, a $30 add-on. But I have users that are building a list like we just showed you a few moments ago. And I'm just going to say this again, 12 cents an address. If you're going to skip trace more than 100 properties, just do the math. I think you've already exceeded that $30 investment. I'm not a math expert there, but just again, you can see where 12 cents can add up if you are building more than one list. And so for $30 a month, PropStream Connect gets you free skip tracing for your monthly plan. So if you're on the base plan, you get 25,000 addresses to skip trace for free. That's 25 times 12 cents. That's a lot of money that we're saving you for your $30 investment. So again, I don't know if a user is going to use all of that. I would probably just pull all the cash buyers and skip trace them and put it on your Excel sheet and then put it on your desktop like we talked about earlier. But hey, that's what I would do. I don't know if you would do that.
Dude, I like that. A couple of questions for you. One of them is very specific. Clay.
Yeah.
I'll give a solution, but I have a question for you right after Burton. Clay, I'm looking for a postcard solution that has dynamic QR codes linked directly to Follow Up Boss, so we can get notifications that it's been scanned, just listed, just sold, etc. Is this a solution for that?
Yeah,
Clay,
yeah. So when you're,
what do you got, Burton, on that?
Yeah, when you're actually sending out a postcard, so when you go to our direct mail and create a direct mail, first off, you have three options. You can do a single send to every property there. You can do a multi-send over a period of time, or an A/B split test. You could say, hey, I want this design to be sent out and then this design to be sent out, and see which performs better. But when you're selecting your postcard, you'll decide whether mailing address, maybe if you want both, mailing address, property address. Let me just name this landlord postcard. So let me just run through it. What you can do is you can actually select a postcard template from our end. And Clay, if you have the QR code, you can customize any of these cards and add it or squeeze it somewhere on the image. So that's probably a solution for you. Or if you're already using a postcard, you can upload your own design as well. So if you wanted to do that, you have that luxury as well. So you can head over to the My Templates, you can upload your design, and you can kind of take it from there. So these are just some design pieces that you guys can see that we have. We have different options for you. Postcards. These are our legendary postcards. They call it classic. Makes me feel old. These weren't classic when they first came out, when I was around. But we have home services for our home service users, like anybody that's an AC inspector, pest control, maybe you work on roofs. We have our hybrid letters. These go inside an envelope. Again, these are all new, ladies and gentlemen. So this is something that our users asked for over the many years. And so we finally, I'm proud to say we're finally able to deliver. We even have letters for you. So feel free. And then again, for those that want to, you can even create your own design. So I think this is where Clay might fall into. So Clay, again, you can use one of our design pieces, or you can create your own design and then choose what size you'd like. And then you can drag and drop your design, or you can create one from scratch, change the color, whatever one you like to do. But this is our new postcard design here. So
I like that. I think what I would do, Clay, also, I was trying to see if I could log into our Zapier to check, but you could try, and I couldn't. You can try to see if Zapier can connect that QR link directly to Follow Up Boss, so that you get that notification. So if you're creating a specific QR code or link, you could have it drip into and then send you that notification that you want, still connecting both products that way.
Yeah.
That'd be the only other way. Andrew's asking, can you do it by zip code or subdivision when we went back to Reseda and that map that you were looking at?
Yeah, you can search by zip code. As for subdivision, we don't have that layer of search capability. So I would say if you are doing a subdivision, use probably the draw search feature. You have a freehand draw. You can use our square or our circle template for that. So the subdivision is not a searchable thing in the search bar. So in the search bar, again, it's county, city, zip code, and an address. So if you want to go anything lower than that, I would say use the freehand or the draw search.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So cost per postcard, what does that look like? If I'm going to send out maybe just 50, 100, is there a limit?
Yeah,
1,000? What are we looking
great
at?
question. It actually says right there on the postcard itself. So depending on the format that you've selected. So let's go ahead and do that again. Here, we'll just bypass all of that. So you'll see it right there, 57 cents a piece. But if we do hybrid letters, the value is going to be a little bit different. If we do letters, greeting letters.
Dude, the hybrid letters is the way to go.
We have, and I don't want to, I wish I could say everything we're working on that we're going to be putting in here. But just look out. There's going to be some really cool stuff coming in.
That's pretty cool.
Even I, when we get, samples sent to us from our vendors that are like, hey, we have these new designs we want to start implementing. Even I've gotten caught off guard, and I'm not, I'll be in the office and be like, ooh, what's that? And that lets me know it's going to work. Like if it catches me off guard, then I know a homeowner or a buyer is going to be like, whoa, what are these? So lots to come. But yeah, we just implemented this about 2 weeks ago, maybe even less. I don't know the exact time. My fish brain. Bear with me. I'm from the 1900s, ladies and gentlemen. So it's starting to get there.
Back when you were alive, Burton, Tell me about that.
Dinosaurs are apparently back around then at that time. But yeah, the postcards are going to get enhanced. These just came out, so we hope that you enjoy them. But again, make sure that you import your data. That way we can enhance it or update it or take advantage of our nationwide data. Build that off-market list and start sending postcards to those homeowners or even buyers. But I'll let you guys take care of that.
Thanks, man. And listen, if you're looking to add another layer to your farm area or stay connected with a core group of your past clients or sphere that you've uploaded on here, that's probably what I would do. I would do a combination here where you have the letters and the handwritten notes, right?
Yep.
That's what I would do. And then you can layer in everything else after. But they need to start feeling like there's some consistency going out to them. And alternating between both is, I think, the key. And I don't know what's happening next with Burton, but the thing that I would add, you got excited when you talked about it. You're like, I can't tell you what's next. But listen, if you could make it easier for me to extract the list within PropStream and be able to just retarget on Facebook, on Meta, Instagram, and Facebook, just that farm area of 1,000 plus that I have, dude, that'd be amazing. And on top of that, my database of core past clients. That starts the beginning of what I want more of. Anyway.
I'm just gonna smile and say we have a lot we're working on, and I truly believe one day we'll have a very strong ecosystem that our users will be able to just log in and take care of all of their business in one place.
I like it. Burton, thank you so much. Everyone else, give it a try. 7-day free trial. It is pretty powerful. It's one software, one piece of tech that I always recommend, only because there are so many pieces to this. This and a CRM is what I recommend. In fact, I recommend this over a CRM usually, because if you're just starting off, you could use an Excel sheet. That's okay. But this really is extremely powerful. It helps you prospect. It helps you connect with people, and it helps you nurture your sphere. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, Burton did put up a phone number up at the top. I'm going to put it up again, bottom left. There it is, 877-204-9040. You can give them a call, and then obviously they have that 7-day free trial. Thanks, Burton. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great end of summer now that kids are going back to school. Burton, yours starts today. Mine starts tomorrow.